Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. As I currently said, so we know Manchester United have got a big game tonight, against Paris Saint-Germain. Against Paris Saint-Germain, in the last 16 of the Champions League, as I currently said, it's currently an 8 o'clock kick-off tonight, so we are just a couple of hours away from kick-off, as I currently said. This is a big for Manchester United. As I currently said, going into this game. But, so far, so good. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 11 games undefeated. We've currently won 10 out of 11. We've won 8 in the Premier League. We've won 6 away from home in all competitions as well. So this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 12th match as Manchester United manager tonight. So hopefully we're looking to make it, 11 wins out of 12, tonight against Paris Saint-Germain, as I currently said. But obviously... We've scored 28 goals so far in the process as well. Obviously, we are sitting in the top 4, since for the first time, since the opening day of the season. We are in the top 4, and obviously that's our objective this season, is to get into that top 4. As I said, we can still progress in the FA Cup as well. So this is going to be a big game for Manchester United. Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be rotating the squad, as we all know, because obviously at the weekend, after a fantastic dominant performance against Fulham away from home, we did win by 3 goals to 0. Martial scoring and getting an assist, Pogba getting 2 goals as well. So we ran riot against Fulham, and obviously he made 6 changes in that game. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he made alterations at the back. He put Chris Smalling and Jones started. We saw Diego Dalot come into contact as well. We saw Mata, get named in the team. Lukaku got named in the team as well. So he did make 6 changes, against Fulham, but more than likely he'll go with a strong team tonight with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But so far so good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But tonight, going into this Paris Saint-Germain game, obviously I feel as though we can beat Paris Saint-Germain tonight, as I said, because they've got a few injury concerns, Paris Saint-Germain. So likely tonight that we'll see Rashford come back into the team, who's been in absolutely fantastic form. He's been scoring goals, his finishing's improved, and he's been playing a key role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So Rashford will come in. I think Ashley Young will be back into contention as well. Lingard will probably be playing as well. He'll be back into contention because he didn't play against Fulham. I think Lindelof should return to the Manchester United squad as well. So it'd be more than likely that he features tonight as well. Victor Lindelof probably will play alongside Bay, but if it obviously isn't alongside Bay, it'll obviously be alongside Phil Jones or Chris Smalling, as I currently said. So probably will go with the strongest starting 11. Will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He'll stay with the midfield trio of Herrera, Matic, and Pogba, who obviously look very effective, very effective in our midfield, as I currently said. But the main part of this video is I'm going to give you my predictions. Obviously, last Manchester United, obviously, were knocked out by Sevilla in the Champions League. As I said, we were knocked out by Sevilla. We finished second in our current group. This season we did finish second in our group behind Juventus. We did score 7 goals. I think we conceded 4, but 7 of the goals, came away. Well, 6 of the goals out of 7, came away from home because we only scored 1 goal in 3 home games, in 3 home matches in the group stage. As I said, Paris Saint-Germain, obviously, finished top of their group. They scored 17 goals in their group stage matches, did Paris Saint-Germain, as I said. So they did very well in their group, did PSG. But obviously PSG so far, obviously, are top of Liga 1. They've lost 1 game this season. They've played 19 out of 20. They've played 22. They've won 19. I think they've drawn 2, is it? And they have lost 1 of PSG. They've scored, I think, in the Liga 1 this season, they have scored 68 goals and conceded 13 of Paris Saint-Germain. So they are sitting currently top of their league, as I said. And obviously the other week, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was obviously, watching Paris Saint-Germain in action. Obviously, to suss out, the way, they're currently playing that, and they're playing that, their style of football. They're playing the brand of football. Their play, as I said. But going into the game, from PSG, obviously they've got some injury concerns, as that's been officially announced in the media. Edinson Cavani is obviously out for Paris Saint-Germain, as I said. Well, he's a major doubt, and obviously, Thomas Tuchel had obviously confirmed basically that he's worried that he could miss the game. Edinson Cavani, I think he suffered some type of hip injury as Edinson Cavani, and he suffered this, during PSG's 1-0 win against Bordeaux. So he's likely to be out. Is Edison Cavani. So too also is Thomas Meunier. He's also likely to be out as well. I think he's out is Thomas Meunier because he suffered a head injury as well. He had a collided heads with Thomas Meunier, so it's likely he's going to be out. Obviously Neymar is a long-term absence for PSG as well. Obviously PSG have invested money, in the last couple of seasons. Neymar's obviously their most expensive, the most expensive player in world football, should I say? But I think he's out with a foot injury. I think he's out for them up to teach his Neymar. I think Marco Verratti is actually now back into contention for PSG because he's recently just recovered from an injury as well as Marco Verratti, because he's just recently recovered from an ankle injury as Marco Verratti. And Mbappe, as I said, he'll be playing tonight. Can Rashford, the question is, can Marcus Rashford, outshine, Kylian Mbappe, tonight? Obviously, Mbappe is younger than Marcus Rashford. I think Rashford's like a year or two older than Mbappe. I think Mbappe is 19, but they're both good players who've got good pace. They can score, they can provide, can Marcus Rashford and Kylian Mbappe as well. So it'll be interesting to see, how Mbappe performs tonight, how Rashford, performs tonight as well. Also, too, PSG, they have got good players of Paris Saint-Germain. I do really, really like Dani Alves. He could actually be playing tonight, Dani Alves. I thought he was very, very good when he was at Juventus, Dani Alves. I thought he was very, very good, when he was younger, when he played, at Barcelona. He spent quite a lot of years, didn't he, with Barcelona, Dani Alves, if I can remember rightly. But, yeah, so he could actually start tonight for PSG, Dani Alves. Also, too, Angel Di Maria could actually be playing against his former club tonight as well, Angel Di Maria, because I thought it was okay, when he came to Manchester United. This was under Louis van Gaal era, when we did have Angel Di Maria. I think we had Angel Di Maria for one season, didn't we? I think he started, I think he did okay at Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. Maybe some Manchester United fans may feel as though, we should have kept Angel Di Maria, as I currently said. But, yeah, it's going to be an entertaining game, as I currently said. My predictions going into the game, considering that PSG have got some injury concerns going into the game, I think Manchester United will probably win this 2. Probably, I'm going to go 3-1 to Manchester United, tonight. Considering that we're playing very, very well under Solskjaer, he's got the team playing, with confidence. He's motivated the team. He's brought the fear factor back to the club. And I think the old Man United's back now, and he's got us playing in the right vein, the right manner. You can see that the structure of the team's right, the cohesion of the team's right. We're scoring goals, creating more chances. We've got defenders that are willing to play from the back. Now we've got good ball playing midfielders, and we've got the likes of Martial and Rashford and Jesse Lingard and all that do have the ability to attack, create and score goals. Which is very, very good to see indeed. We also getting fullbacks higher up the pitch as well, so you can see the vast improvements since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming in. I think Solskjaer suits I think his managerial style suits the club, and he knows the club inside out anyway, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he was a great player for 11 years at Manchester United. He won trophies and all that, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He won loads and loads of trophies under Alex Ferguson, and obviously you watch some of these players grow and develop. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, obviously when he was managing the Manchester United reserve team, also won trophies there, so he is well proven, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And obviously, as we all know, that's what's been coming out of the media, yesterday and all that, as they have been keeping you up to date on that. Reportedly, Solskjaer will get the job on permanently. So Solskjaer will get the job on a permanent basis at Manchester United, because it did say that it's been revealed that the board had made a decision over it. It probably won't be announced officially until the end of the season, but definitely now it's looking likely that Solskjaer is going to be the Manchester United manager on a full-time basis, based on his fantastic progression he's done so far at Manchester United. Based on his fantastic progression that he's done so far at Manchester United, and obviously the board and that feel as though he can push his team forward, he can elevate us to that higher level, and he can get us in that commanding position. He can get us in that commanding position. Obviously, the reports have been coming out as well in the last week or two that Manchester United are reportedly going to get around 200 million, to spend in the summer. Reportedly, because I do, expect players, to leave Manchester United in the summer. I do some experienced players to leave in the summer, so obviously we'll want replacements. I still think we need a strong central defender. Obviously, we need someone on that right-hand side as well. Maybe we do need a centre defensive midfield that's fast and tenacious, because as I did say, you know, the majority of our attack is coming from that left-hand side, as I currently said. But we do maybe, you know, need signings in the summer. As Solskjaer did, you know, was speaking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It would still take us maybe a couple of years, you know, to be potential Premier League title contenders, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was saying. And he did say it could take us, you know, a couple of years, you know, to catch up with Manchester City. This is what, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was explaining. But obviously, we're still obviously looking, you know, to hire a director of football, you know, to come into the club. It was a shame we didn't make any signings in January, but, you know, obviously the Man United board are planning, you know, what players, you know, would be right to come in the summer. So hopefully we can get some new additions, you know, to come to Manchester United in the summer, as I currently said. There's still, you know, contracts, you know, we've got to address as well. Obviously, as it has recently confirmed, we've agreed Ashley Young a new 1-year extension on his current contract, and obviously he's been one of the longest servants here at Manchester United. You know, obviously, you know, he's been here a good 7-8 years now, won everything here in English football, as said. And obviously, I do think Ashley Young's past it now because he's old, as I said. But obviously, you know, he's been a very, very good servant over the years. He's grown and developed. He has been here, as I just said, you know, since 2011. And obviously, mainly, he has been our first choice right back this season as Ashley Young. As I currently said, he has been his first choice right back, Ashley Young, this season. Obviously, he's been first choice over Antonio Valencia. And in relation, you know, to Antonio Valencia, you know, I do think he's a player that could be leaving Manchester United in the summer. Of course, obviously, Antonio Valencia is injured. He suffered another injury, so he's out for a couple of weeks. So too is Matteo Darmian as well. But in relation to Antonio Valencia, he's been a long serving at Manchester United. You know, he's been here, you know, since 2009 as Antonio Valencia. So he's been here a good 10 years now. He's made over 300 appearances. You know, of course, won everything in English football as well. Antonio Valencia, but obviously struggled to get in the team this season. There was speculation of him leaving throughout the course of the January window. It did say Fulham and Newcastle were interested in Antonio Valencia, so he could well leave Manchester United in the summer as well. And in relation, you know, to Matteo Darmian as well, he's another player I do expect, you know, to leave Manchester United in the summer. Because obviously, you know, he hasn't been getting the game time, you know, Matteo Darmian, you know, he would have liked. And obviously, since we got him in 2015, you know, under Louis van Gaal, he struggled to get a run of games under his belt as Matteo Darmian. You know, we have extended his current deal by a further year, so we can cash in for the player in the summer, you know, if the offers do come. It did say Inter Milan and Juventus were interested throughout the January transfer window, you know, Matteo Darmian. So I do actually, you know, see Darmian, you know, leaving in the summer, to be quite honest with you. And in relation, you know, Marcos Rojo as well. Obviously, Rojo, I think it did confirm his return back to training, but obviously he still remains sidelined, does Marcos Rojo. In relation to Marcos Rojo, to be quite honest with you, I do probably maybe see him leaving Manchester United in the summer, because Rojo's good there as a backup option, you know, for us. But obviously, since he's been at Manchester United, he's struggled to get a run of games under his belt, because he has struggled there with his fitness regime. You know, all right. In a minute, yeah. He has struggled with his fitness regime as Marcos Rojo, and he has struggled to get a run of games under his belt as Marcos Rojo, because you know, he has suffered, you know, quite a lot of setbacks as Marcos Rojo as well. So he could leave in the summer as well. You know, a lot of people, you know, would have been disappointed, you know, of Ashley Young signing a new 1-year extension. I was also disappointed of Phil Jones, you know, signing a 4-year deal with an option of a further year as well, because he's been a long serving at Manchester United, and it can be good when he gets them run of games, Phil Jones, but he's known for injuries. He's an injury-prone player, especially, you know, at Manchester United, he's Phil Jones, but I was disappointed about that. In relation to Chris Smalling, obviously he played against Fulham, you know, at the weekend. That was obviously the first game, you know, he'd played under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, Chris Smalling. I was disappointed early on in the season when it announced he'd signed a new contract as well, Chris Smalling. Obviously, you know, we've obviously, you know, got Antonio Martial, a new contract as well at Manchester United, as that confirmed in January as well, which was very, very good news. You know, he signed a 5-year deal, you know, with an option of a further year, did Anthony Martial as well, which is a very, very good news. Obviously, he's found over £200,000 a week now, but Martial's doing really, really well. He looks very, very good on the left-hand side. He looks very influential. He's scoring. He's providing. He's Anthony Martial as well. And he's only 23 years of age, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, you know, to get better and better and better. But he is very, very influential on that left-hand side. And I've been very, very impressed, with Marcus Rashford as well. His performances have been fantastic for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, being United player since the age of 7. He's grown and developed very, very well. Progressing up the ranks as Marcus Rashford, as I currently said, and he has been fantastic as Marcus Rashford. He's been in the senior squad since 2016. But since Solskjaer's coming, he's playing more of a key role. He's scoring more goals, as I said earlier on. His finishing's improving, so he has now got that end product as Marcus Rashford. And hopefully somewhere along the line, we can agree him a new long-term deal at Manchester United. Because his current deal ends in 2020. Obviously, with an option of a further year. Marcus Rashford's. So hopefully, we can commit him a new long-term deal. Marcus Rashford, because he deserves it. Based on his fantastic performances, he's putting in, and his progression. He's getting better and better and better. As a Manchester United player, and of course, he's been a Manchester United player, as I said, since the age of 7. And obviously, we know the likes of Marcus Rashford and Martial and Jesse Lingard have obviously been first choice over Romelu Lukaku and Sanchez. And Lukaku and Sanchez won't start tonight. They'll probably be on the bench, and probably Lukaku will come on later on in the game. Maybe Sanchez will come on later on in the game as well, because Lukaku and Sanchez are two of our fringe players, as I said, because Lukaku can score goals. He is proven in the Premier League, as he has proven throughout his playing career, that he can score goals. But as I did say, I think his form has been slightly rejuvenated, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. But Lukaku, his first touch does concern me. He's slow. He's Romelu Lukaku, as I said, because the likes of Rashford, who's got pace, who can press out the pitch, as I do keep saying. Lingard's got pace, who can press out the pitch, as I do keep saying. And so too with Martial as well. But as I did say, what Rashford can offer centrally, what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku, cannot basically do. This is why mainly Rashford and that, has been the first choice, and Martial has been the first choice. But Rashford looks very, very good centrally. He is our number 1, number 9, is Marcus Rashford. As we all know, and in relation to Alexis Sanchez, he's not a United player. Alexis Sanchez, he's not the player that he was at Arsenal. Alexis Sanchez, because there's areas of his game he does need to adapt. He has lost a yard of pace as Alexis Sanchez as well. Obviously, since he's coming, he has suffered quite a few injuries as Alexis Sanchez. He has suffered quite a few injuries as Sanchez. He's suffered a couple of hamstring injuries. I think Sanchez, but he's only been here over the year, and obviously considering his wages around over £500,000 a week. Obviously we expect the best out of Sanchez when he does get that chance, as I said. But he has failed to establish himself, and he has failed to impress as Alexis Sanchez. But there's definitely room for improvements on his game, and there's definitely a lot of areas of his game that he does definitely need to adapt, Alexis Sanchez. But he's not the player, that he was at Arsenal, because he's failed to replicate that form of what he did at Arsenal. Sanchez, but he is age 30 now, Alexis Sanchez. But if his performances don't improve when he does get the opportunity, maybe he could, leave Manchester United in the summer as well. Maybe he could leave Manchester United in the summer as well, could Alexis Sanchez. But in relation, to Juan Mata as well, obviously Manchester United, of course, have been in talks, getting him a new 1-year extension on his current deal as well, Juan Mata. Obviously, we know mainly it hasn't been first choice under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. We know mainly Lingard has been first choice on that right-hand side. But in relation to Juan Mata, I still think he's a very, very good, consistent player with Juan Mata. He's been in the Premier League a number of years now. He's been at Manchester United a good 4.5, nearly 5 years he's been at Manchester United now. Of course, he's made over 200 appearances, and obviously his agent, and which is his father as well, I think, has been in negotiations with Manchester United in terms of getting Juan Mata a new contract. Man United have reportedly offered him a new 1-year contract extension, because obviously we're not willing to offer him a long-term contract, Juan Mata, considering that he is age 30, and this is why we've only given Ashley Young a 1-year extension, because he's now 33 years of age. Is Ashley Young, as I said. And Ashley Young obviously we operate him as a right back anyway, Ashley Young, because when he was obviously younger, he was mainly a right winger, was Ashley Young. But in relation to Juan Mata, as I said, we have been in talks of getting him a new 1-year extension. I think from Mata's perspective, he's actually keen on a 2-year deal, but Manchester United are only willing to offer him a new 1-year extension. But he's been in the Premier League a lot of years, as I said. He's won everything apart from the Premier League, and that's the only thing Juan Mata hasn't won. He had 3 good years at Chelsea when he was younger as well, Juan Mata. Mata. You know, obviously when he was a lot younger in his prime, he had a lot of experience of playing in Spain because that's where he began his career. You know, he played under Emery for 4 years, you know, with Valencia, did Juan Mata. You know, he began his career with Real Madrid. And reports were coming out in the media saying that Barcelona would interest him in January. He did say also Arsenal were interested in Juan Mata as well. But I think he loves it at Manchester United. I still think he's a very, very consistent player. He's Juan Mata, even though he hasn't been first choice, you know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, as I currently said. But in relation to Juan Mata, I still really, really like him, as I said. And I hope we can, you know, get Ander Herrera a new deal at Manchester United as well, because he deserves a new contract, you know, based on his fantastic performances he's put in. And I think Herrera's been, a very, very good player at Manchester United, you know, since he's come. Since we got him from Atletico Bilbao, you know, under Louis van Gaal, he was it in 2014. You know, he's been here 4.5 years now, is it? You know, Ander Herrera, I think he's been a very, very good, consistent player. I think his passing's good. I think he's really, really good at breaking up the play, Ander Herrera as well. And I've been very, very impressed with Ander Herrera. And I've been, you know, especially even more impressed with him, you know, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in, because he's playing a big part in the team. He complements, you know, our midfield very, very well. You know, when he's alongside Matic and Paul Pogba, you know, Ander Herrera, looks very, very good in our midfield. And he's obviously playing more on a regular basis now since Solskjaer's come in. So he's playing a bigger part in the team. He's playing a lot more from the start, is Ander Herrera. So hopefully somewhere along the line we can get him a new contract. Obviously, Manchester United have been in talks, you know, getting Ander Herrera a new contract at the club as well. So hopefully somewhere along the line, you know, we can get him a new contract. But as I do keep saying, I've been impressed with the majority of the team. The progression's looking good. They're putting effort in. They're showing heart. They're showing desire. They're showing passion, and they're showing that they do. They're showing that determination. They're showing that they do want to play under this manager. And thanks to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's got the team to express themselves. He's got them enjoying playing football again. And Solskjaer does have that attacking philosophy, and he does like the width as well. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but you can see, and I believe, you know, this team. And I think this team, you know, this squad has everything, you know, to re-emerge as a dominant force and get us back, you know, winning trophies on a regular basis, just like we did do under Alex Ferguson for 27 successful years. As I said, I do believe this team can become a replica of what the team did and achieved under Alex Ferguson. But Solskjaer is definitely the right man for the job at Manchester United, you know, as I do keep saying. We know Mauricio Pochettino's name's being mentioned. I don't want Mauricio Pochettino at Manchester United, even though for a long, long time he's been Ed Woodward's number one, Mauricio Pochettino. But as the latest reports have been coming out, due to the fantastic work Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done so far since he's coming as Manchester United manager, as I said, you know, since he's coming as Manchester United manager, he's now the favourite to get the job on a full-time basis. And reports were coming out saying that Solskjaer will get the job on a full-time basis. It might not be officially announced till the end of the season, but it did say he will get the job on a full-time basis, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously, as I forgot to mention, Manchester United will obviously have to pay an additional fee to Mould. I think we'll have to pay around 7.2 million to Mould, you know, to get him on a full-time basis. It's over £7 million. I think we have to pay Mould to get him on a full-time basis. But obviously, we've already paid a fee to Mould, you know, to borrow him on a temporary basis. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think we paid Mould around 1.8 million. Was it or something like that? But yeah, as I said, you know, Solskjaer is definitely now the favourite, you know, to get the job on a full-time basis, Manchester United manager. And I don't want Pochettino, as I said. And I don't want Pochettino, as I said, at Manchester United. I do not want Pochettino, as I said, because he's done a very, very good job with Tottenham. Don't get me wrong. He's got a good record with Tottenham. You know, he had a good record when he was at Southampton. You know, he has been managing the Premier League, you know, a lot of years now, as Mauricio Pochettino. He's done a very, very good job with Tottenham. But in terms of silverware, you know, Mauricio Pochettino has not won out. And obviously, he signed a 5-year deal with Tottenham last summer as well. But in terms of silverware, Pochettino has not won out, and he's no intentions of leaving Tottenham anywhere. I do think he's very, very happy at Tottenham, is Mauricio Pochettino. But as I did say now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is now the favourite to take the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United, you know, which is very, very good news indeed. And Solskjaer has proven in terms of silverware and all that, Mauricio Pochettino isn't. But Pochettino, to be fair, has done a really, really good job with Tottenham. He's good at growing and developing young players. He's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014, so the transfer policy's been pretty poor. And this is his 5th season now, you know, as Tottenham manager, you know, Mauricio Pochettino, but I think he likes it at Tottenham. He's fully committed to Tottenham. You know, Tottenham are still in there with a shout for the league, as I said. They're definitely going to finish in the top four this season, anywhere at Tottenham Hotspur. But Pochettino's done a really, really good job. But I want Solskjaer to get the job on a full-time basis, and looking likely now, according to the reports, that Solskjaer is in line to get the job on a full-time basis as Manchester United manager, and he's gonna have a say in the summer. You know, on our transfer plans, he's gonna have a say in the summer. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Reportedly, we're gonna get around £200 million to spend, and I've already given you an update of the targets. You know, that Manchester United are interested in, who we could, you know, recommend to come in to the club in the summer. As I've already given you an update that we've showed an interest in Douglas Costa. Obviously, there was narrative about Douglas Costa last year, as we all know, that reportedly Manchester United were interested in. Manchester United put around a £54 million bidding for Douglas Costa. Reportedly, Juventus had turned this down, but this season at Juventus has enjoyed a very, very difficult season this season with Juventus as Douglas Costa. Obviously, Juventus, you know, got him permanently last summer. They paid £36 million for him because obviously in his first season he was on loan at with Juventus. Obviously, he's age 28. He is a winger, but since Ronaldo's arrival, you know, last summer, Douglas Costa, you know, has found game time very, very difficult indeed. But as I did say, the reports have been coming out saying that Manchester United could make a move for Douglas Costa in the summer. Manchester United could make a move for Douglas Costa in the summer, you know, according to the media. But Douglas Costa is a good player. His dribbling's good. He can put crosses into the box as well. Douglas Costa, he can score goals. He can provide as well. But reports are coming out saying that he liked a Twitter post linking him with a summer move to Old Trafford, you know, Douglas Costa. But throughout his playing career, you know, he's been a very, very good player, you know, Douglas Costa. You know, he played, you know, he was very, very good when he was at Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, he had 5 good years at Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, he won trophies. You know, he had a good couple of years with Bayern Munich. You know, he won trophies. He won a domestic double in his first season, you know, with Juventus as well, Douglas Costa. So he is a very, very good player, as I said. So Juventus may be open to selling him in the summer, Douglas Costa. But we heard rumours about it last year. Also said Chelsea have expressed an interest in Douglas Costa as well. Other reports have been coming out as I've kept you there on in the last couple of days, you know, in relation to Ryan Sessegnon as well. Ryan Sessegnon, as we all know, is a Fulham player, as we all know. He's only 18 years of age, so he is very, very young, is Ryan Sessegnon, as we all currently know. Obviously, he's been at Fulham all his career, you know, risen up their youth system, you know, for 8 years, you know, something like that. You know, he was in their youth system for 8 years, graduated from their youth system, progressed up the ranks very, very well, and he's been in the first team, you know, in the senior team, you know, since 2016 as Ryan Sessegnon. Reportedly, his performances have been very, very good, but reports have been coming out of the press saying that Manchester United want to bring Ryan Sessegnon to Old Trafford in the summer. It did say Man United are preparing to put around £50 million in for Ryan Sessegnon in the summer. I think, you know, was it a year or two ago that Manchester United, you know, were linked to him? I think the previous team, you know, who has been linked with Ryan Sessegnon has been Tottenham, but he's only 18 years of age. He's versatile. He can play anywhere on the left-hand side. He can play as a left-back. He can play as a left winger as well. But we're okay on the left-hand side. We're all right on the left-hand side. We don't need someone on the left-hand side. We need someone on that right-hand side. But reports been coming out saying that Man United could make a move for him in the summer, because obviously Fulham are keen on, you know, getting him a new long-term deal, you know, at Fulham. But reportedly the contract talks have currently stalled. This is why, you know, there's been rumours going on about it. The contract talks have stalled, and he's currently got 18 months left, I think. So that's a year and a half on his current deal, Ryan Sessegnon. But as I did say, maybe Ryan Sessegnon wants to elevate to a higher level. He wants to play for a much, much bigger club, because obviously Fulham have obviously got one of the worst, you know, I've got one of the worst defensive records in the Premier League this season, and it's obviously likely that they're going to go back to the Championship. You know, Fulham, because it's looking likely. You know, they are going to go down this season. You know, they are sitting 19th for Fulham as well. But Ryan Sessegnon, obviously, since Claudio Ranieri's, you know, took charge of Fulham earlier on this season, you know, Ryan Sessegnon has found game time very, very difficult indeed. But he made a massive impact last season in the Championship. You know, he played very, very well for Fulham last season, and obviously he was one of their key players. You know, that got Fulham promotion to the Premier League, and obviously I think he won this award. He won the Championship Player of the Year last season as well. Did Ryan Sessegnon, you know, based on his fantastic performances. Based on his fantastic performances, but reports coming out saying that Manchester United, you know, could make a move for Ryan Sessegnon in the summer as well. We know that also Tango Ndombele, that Lyon midfielder, has also been mentioned in the media as well. Very, very good player is Tango Ndombele. What I've seen of him is competitive, he's tenacious. Is this Tango Ndombele? Obviously, Lyon had him on loan for 1 year. Lyon paid £2 million, but then the season after, obviously, Lyon made the deal permanent by paying around £8 million. I think in terms of wages, it was around £250,000, £250,000 in bonuses or something like that. But he's only 22 years of age, as I said. Reportedly, I think was it last year sometime that reportedly a few teams were interested in Tango Ndombele. Reports have been coming out saying that reportedly Manchester United have contacted his representatives. It's also said that Manchester City have also been interested in him as well. It also said that Juventus have also been interested in Tango Ndombele as well. But reportedly Manchester United, may consider, making a move for him in the summer as well, because reportedly his performances for Lyon have been very, very impressive indeed. This Tango Ndombele. So he's been mentioned in the media as well. But we know, obviously, Manchester United's main priority target is obviously Koulibaly, and I do think Man United are probably going to go out all in all, to get him in this summer, because obviously we've been linked to him for the past 2 windows. We're linked to him last summer, we're linked to him, throughout January as well, Koulibaly, and we know he'd be a great, great major sign, if we got him in the summer. We know he'd cost us at least 90 million, to get him to Old Trafford in the summer, Koulibaly. He has got a deal with Napoli till 2023, as we all know, but he'd complement, the likes of Lindelof, and Lindelof's really, really improved this season. His passing's improved, he's galloping forward more, Victor Lindelof, and I have been very, very impressed with him this season after, he was poor in his first season. He was just settling in his first season, but this season, he really has been influential. He really, really has made a massive impact in our defensive line as Victor Lindelof. But Koulibaly alongside Lindelof will look very, very good. But Lindelof and Bailly, look very, very good as a centre-back partnership. They complement each other very, very well. But I still know that we do need a strong central defender, and Koulibaly, would be absolutely fantastic, because obviously in the January transfer window, obviously Manchester United in the process were in negotiations with Napoli. Napoli were being ruthless. Napoli weren't willing to do any business in January. Manchester United in the process had put 3 bids in. The recent one was obviously £95 million. This has been turned down by Napoli, but obviously Koulibaly wants to make the move, and I think he'll probably come to Manchester United in the summer if Man United are preparing, if we are preparing to revive our interest. And obviously he's unhappy with Napoli. He's been there a number of years now. He is age 27, as I said. He's about 6'5". Is Koulibaly, as I couldn't say, but the majority of this was due to the racial abuse. He suffered back in December. This is maybe one of the reasons why he wants to leave Napoli, Koulibaly. But yeah, it'd be fantastic, sign. If we did get him to Old Trafford in the summer. As I currently said, and we know we've been linked with a host of other defenders as well. Milan Skriniar has been mentioned from Inter Milan. We know Torre Alderweireld, as I said, I think he's lost the pace now, to be quite honest with you, as Torre Alderweireld. Tottenham have extended his current deal till 2020, as I said. Obviously, it includes a 25 million release clause. Obviously, we were in talks of getting Torre Alderweireld last summer, but he's aging up now. He's Torre Alderweireld. He's 29. He can be a well-class central defender, but I think he's lost a yard of pace. There's definitely areas of his game he does need to adapt. Torre Alderweireld, but he has lost the pace a little bit now, so I wouldn't like him, to come to Manchester United in the summer, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Harry Maguire, I do really, really like Harry Maguire as well. 25 years of age, Premier League proven. His performances for Leicester this season have been very, very good indeed, and he did previously admit he wants to play in Champions League football, does Harry Maguire, so maybe he wants to elevate to that higher level. He wants to play for a much, much bigger club, and reportedly he signed a 5-year deal back in September with Leicester last year, of course, as well. But yeah, I do really, really like Harry Maguire. I do really, really like Harry Maguire as well. But we have been linked, with quite a few defenders, as I currently said. But I think Koulibaly is the number 1 target, that we're going to go for in the summer, as I said. But this is going to be an entertaining game, tonight, Manchester United, versus Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, we have the upper hand, because obviously we're at home in the first leg. Obviously, PSG have got injury concerns as well. So, as I did say, Angel Di Maria could be playing tonight against his former team, as I said. I think Dani Alves probably will be playing as well tonight for PSG. Marco Verratti, as well as I forgot to mention, I think this will be his 50th Champions League appearance tonight as well for Paris Saint-Germain. Marco Verratti, and obviously he's recently been injured as well. Mbappe is a very, very good player, of Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain, invested a lot of money on him as well. But it is going to be a very, very entertaining game. As I said, I do think both teams will score, but as I did say, I'm sticking to my prediction. I do think it'll be 3-1 to Manchester United tonight as well. And, as I said, we are good enough to beat them. As I said, we have got the squad, we have got that quality up front. PSG have obviously got that quality up front as well. But obviously they've got injury concerns, but they have still got a good team of Paris Saint-Germain as well. So it is important that Manchester United do win this game tonight. Obviously, we've got PSG tonight, then we've got Chelsea in the cup, then it's Liverpool. So all these games are going to be very, very difficult, for us as well. So we can get the wins, as I said. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribing, as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thank you.